Welcome to Sage Audio. Today we're talking about how to blend vocals. But first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Blending lead with double. For the first 3 chapters, let's focus on blending aspects of the lead vocal. Doubles are an important part of creating a powerful lead performance. Minute differences will cause the listener to perceive the 2 signals as one more complex signal. The easiest way to blend a lead with its double is to compress the double with a quick attack and long release. Then, lower the double's level via the channel fader. Let's listen to a double that isn't blended and then one that's blended.
The sun goes down for no one. I'm starting to forget your face. Can you find me under headlights? Can you see what comes your way?
Creating harmonies from lead. Similar to doubles, harmonies may be perceived as being part of the lead. Even if no harmonies were recorded, we can create some and then blend them in. I'll duplicate my lead and then use a pitch shifter to reduce the pitch by 1 full octave. I'll create another duplicate and pitch shift it to a higher octave. Then I'll compress both and lower their levels. Let's listen and notice how it sounds like the lead is more powerful.
The sun goes down for no one. I'm starting to forget your face. Can you find me under headlights? Can you see what comes your way?
If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button. It helps us bring you more videos. Blending lead with instrumentation. If your lead vocal is too separate from your instrumentation, we can use an EQ to blend the two. I'll place an EQ on my instrumental and an EQ on my vocal and amplify 200 Hz and 3 to 5 kHz on the instrumental, while dipping these same frequencies on the vocal. This causes masking that's going to lower the presence of the vocal. So let's take a listen and notice how this pulls the vocal back in a way that simply lowering its level doesn't.
The sun goes down for no one. I'm starting to forget your face. Can you find me under headlights? Can you see what comes your way?
Blending multiple BGVs together. BGVs should typically be blended with one another to create a cohesive and consistent sound. The best way to do this is through heavy de-essing on individual tracks to reduce noticeable timing differences, then significant compression on a BGV bus, and then reverb on the same BGV bus. These 3 separate steps will create consistent dynamics while attenuating aspects that indicate various timings in the performance. So let's take a listen and notice how the BGVs become cohesive. Only a small percentage of people that watch our videos are subscribed, so if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Importance of removing sibilants in BGVs. We touched on this in the last chapter when we de-essed, but sibilants is one of the biggest aspects that'll make BGVs sound separate or stick out. Since sibilants and some consonants are transients, these transients are very noticeable when they occur at different times. So we could use clip gain to reduce them, a de-esser, or if possible, have the singer hold back on these aspects during their performance. So let's listen to BGVs just with the de-essers on and off to understand the importance of this step.
The sun goes down for no one. I'm starting to forget your face. Can you find me under headlights? Can you see what comes your way?
Blending BGVs with formant shifts. If we want our BGVs to have a wider array of sounds, we could use formant shifts to change the timbre of the vocals and make the overall sound more complex. We could do this in an extreme way, but it may be better to shift the formants subtly. This way, they're still blended in. So let's listen to BGVs with their formants shifted both up and down. Supporting BGV with MIDI. A subtle instrument behind the BGVs, especially something like a pad or background instrument, can help fill the gaps in the performance. If the melody is simple, we could easily recreate it with a MIDI controller and then choose an instrument that doesn't stick out. Again, pads typically work well so long as their attack isn't too slow. So let's take a listen and notice how this pad helps blend the BGV melody in. If you're enjoying the channel, join the community with the link in the description. General compression blending tips. Since compression plays a big role in blending, let's cover it in more detail. Now, some of the best settings for compressing BGVs and harmonies is a quicker attack, longer release, soft knee, higher ratio, and look ahead, all of which will minimize transients and greatly balance dynamics. It's best to avoid a super short attack and hard knee since they're going to emphasize transients by introducing distortion. So let's listen to two compressor settings, the first not suited for blending BGVs, and the second better suited for the purpose. Using harmonics to blend vocals. Saturation can be used to blend vocals in a couple of ways. It's going to cause compression, and in the case of tape saturation, attenuate higher frequencies to reduce transients. Conversely, we could use saturation with various harmonic formations to create more complex BGVs and fill out the frequency spectrum. If I use warm tape saturation on one BGV and tube on the other, we'll combine harmonic formations. So let's listen to the effect that saturation has on our BGVs. General EQ blending tips. Similar to Chapter 3, we could use EQ to blend just about any signal. For BGVs and harmonies, it might be advantageous to attenuate the lows past the fundamental and leave the fundamental only for the lead. Then dip 3 to 5 kHz and the high frequencies by using a high shelf. These settings are going to reduce a lot of what makes a vocal stick out. Let's listen to these settings on our BGVs and harmonies and notice how they blend in.
The sun goes down from nowhere. I'm starting to forget your face. Can you find me on the headlines? Can you see what comes your way?
Lesser known reverb blending tips. When using reverb to blend in vocals, isolate the reverb to the mid frequencies. Use a low to non-existent pre-delay to ensure that reverberation is happening to the full signal, and increase modulation while emphasizing earlier reflections for a dense sound or later ones for a washed out sound. Let's listen to these settings on our BGVs and notice how they blend in with the lead, but know that these settings could also be used on the lead to blend that in with the instrumentation.
The sun goes down from nowhere. I'm starting to forget your face. Can you find me on the headlines? Can you see what comes your way?
If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.